Well, let's get into what the headlines are saying this morning. Please note these headlines are only read as published according to the editorial guidelines of these various media outlets and have got nothing to do with Nigeria Info. So ensure that you get the facts, the details, and every information that you need while you react to these headlines. We'll be going through The Guardian, The Nation, The Sun, The Punch, and The Daily Trust. We're also streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. But let's get into The Guardian right now. 2023 budget performance outlook. Unfunded deficit hits 1 trillion naira in 9 months, worsens federal government's fiscal position. And there's a graphic right here about debt service, recurrent expenditure, capital expenditure, revenue, and fiscal deficit, giving an overview as to what exactly the numbers are, respectively. Ex-generals task federal government on new wage demand cut in governance costs to avert crisis. Ex-generals task federal government on new wage demand cut in governance cost to avert crisis. Fear over illicit flow to banks as shareholders struggle with rights issues. Students' loan. NANS gives tertiary institutions 48 hours to submit data. EEDC to refund 1.8 billion naira to Southeast customers. Man climbs mast to protest economic hardship in Abuja. NNPCL Ipman blame private depots logistics for scarcity. 72-year-old man bags live jail for defiling minor. Obi urges anti-graft agencies to focus on grand theft. And that's it on The Guardian. Let's see what's happening on The Nation right now. Rivers crisis deepens. Nigeria Air 2.6 billion naira investigation. EFCC quizzes Ethiopian airline CEO. Petrol queues spread to Lagos. Family to sue hospital for negligence on daughter's death. Lagos reassesses resilience strategy to sustain development. ZLP will shock PDP APC in Ondo poll, says Mimiko. 2027 NNPP Kwankwaso, not Tinubu will suffer re-election in Kanu over emirship crisis, APC. What is delaying inauguration of Plateau APC lawmakers is the question being asked on The Nation today. Abiodun will enhance region's development, says Akintunde. Let's move on to The Sun. Minimum wage tripartite committee's recommendations can address workforce challenges. Rivers, fresh court order bars Rivers CJ, house clerk from taking resolutions from pro-Wike lawmakers. Kanu NNPP dismisses Yusuf's suspension, Kwankwaso's expulsion as laughable. Strike, ASU gives conditions. EFCC, CJ rejects Bello's case transfer request. Rivers lawmakers hold parallel sit-ins. Commissioners, ICPC to brainstorm on way out of sexual harassment in schools. Court to hear suit challenging Elias executive order September 26th. And that's it on The Sun. Let's move on to The Punch right now. Northern traditional institution under spotlight as governors push long-range reforms. Yahaya Bello loses bid to hear 80 billion naira fraud case in Kogi. Naira weakens to 1,523 to the dollar at official market. Local airlines project 980 naira per litre aviation fuel meet Dangote. Human rights, democracy, economic growth, key issues in Samoa agreement. Emirate crisis will cost Yusuf re-election, Kanu APC. Tenant dies in Lagos apartment, landlord alerts police. EFCC opposes Emefiele's request for overseas medical trip. And that's it on The Punch this morning. Our final stop is the Daily Trust. Pressure mounts on federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu. Only one option available after political agreement, Itodo. Federal government. NPC proposes November 2024 for national census. But the constant postponement of the national census has been said to be concerning to stakeholders. Again, bandits kill one, abducts 22 in Katsina. Man climbs mast, threatens suicide over hardship. Nigerian content creators eye Facebook's 150,000 naira per 10,000 views. CDS, Boko Haram trying to embarrass this government, but they won't succeed. El Rufai versus Kaduna Assembly, court adjourns hearing to July 17th. Pro-Wike lawmakers give Fubara 7 days to re-present budget. Two die, two missing in Jigawa boat accident. And that's it on the Daily Trust. Time to get to your reactions right now. We are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja, and you can join in, watch live, and also comment to share your reactions. Please note when you get through on the phone lines, go straight to your point. Don't forget to give your name, your location, as well as move away from your device to avoid and prevent any feedback. On WhatsApp at 080-99930137. Other numbers to call 0700-951-0000 and 080-9597-4869. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Itodo.
Welcome.
Yeah, let me take the issue of Kano.
What's your name, sir?
And my name is Al-Hassan Katami Dola, going to local government state.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, let me tell you, the issue of the election in Kano after controversy about the owner of Kano, I'm sure anybody that God is going to give his gift, and nobody is going to do anything apart from God. And I assure you, the issue of bandits in Katsina, I don't know why some people take law into their hand and kill masses. At the end of the day, they are going to face challenge from the God, because God created human being not to do anything arrogant. Thank you very much for now. May God bless Nigeria and Nigeria and the Yard. Bye-bye for now.
All right. God bless you. Good morning.
The voice, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Welcome.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Omeza. So a man climbed mountains to protest hunger and economic hardship in the country. The next thing we heard yesterday was the man in Abuja, the man was arrested. You, our family member, Nigerian family member, will tell us that once somebody tries to commit suicide or your friend tell you, I don't tire for this life, what you are supposed to do is to get therapy for the person instead of arresting the person. That is one. Secondly, one old actor also staged lone protests yesterday of hunger and economic hardship. Next thing you hear that the actor is not okay or they will arrest him. The truth of the matter is people are watching what is going on. Most of us are hungry. It's better they address the issue than start arresting people. How many people they fear arrest? There's limits to human endurance. I'll conclude by saying that the government told us that they've sent recommendation on the issue of minimum wage. The promise that the pronouncement that the president made that is going to be paying workers 35,000. How far so far? Nobody is coming out to tell us why we have fuel scarcity in Abuja and maybe Lagos State. Do you know that tomatoes that I was praising that I bought tomatoes for 4,000, I'm happy. Yesterday you go back, the story have changed because of transportation.
All right.
They are not addressing the needful. Please, government, do something. The way people are coming out one by one, I pray and hope it will not turn the other way around.
Right.
Peace is sacrosanct. But when you are hungry, you will not talk of peace. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Deacon Itodo.
Welcome.
I remember myself, Abakara Leketinu Pekin. I'm calling from Pirobuku this morning.
Please go ahead.
I think, yes, I'm very happy the generals are telling Mr. President the danger, the looming danger ahead. I hope he listen and do the needful as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. They have seen what he is not seeing. They have seen what those advising him that everything is well are not saying. If he likes, he should continue to listen to those who say everything is okay. And if he likes, he should listen to those generals who are giving him a golden advice. Lastly, Mr. Itodo.
Yes.
I don't believe in saying sometimes, we like to misuse the use of God in our things. Some people are sabotaging this thing. Go after them. We will not pray because every prayer without follow-up action is work done equals to zero. So people are behind all of this. Go after them. If need be, eliminate them. We have to sacrifice few so that the overwhelming majority of this country will be happy. Or we allow the little few so that the overwhelming majority will keep suffering. The choice is ours. We can allow God. God don't give us everything. Is left for us. What is stopping DPR from activating her job? What is stopping her? Where are the other regulation agency? We're going to say God. God has given us everything. If America, UK, Saudi Arabia say God, they will not be where they are.
All right.
If you do anything like this in Saudi Arabia, they will cut off your neck. Without law, nothing. Thank you very much.
All right, Abubakar. Let's go on to the live feeds right now and see what you're saying on YouTube and Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. James Ododo Koriko, good morning. Watching live from Kubwa in Abuja. God bless you richly too. Thank you. Noel Clams, we have all it takes to make Nigeria great again, but the youth are looking up to our leaders that are not looking towards our directions. Let's take the bull by the horns. We can succeed, is what Noel Clem says on YouTube. Which way Nigeria is the question that Simon Collins is asking, watching from Belgium. Anthony Menogu, watching from Gudu, says, okay, good morning. My loved ones are good. Thank you for asking. I'm very well, thank you. Joel Choji. And Moazo John Lasisi says, why is Yahaya Bello running? Why not just go to EFCC and clear his name if he's sure of his cleanliness? And if you do good, you have no reason to be afraid. And Josiah Oba, I don't understand what's still happening in Rivers State. If former Governor Chibuike Mechi behaved the way it is now in Rivers, there wouldn't have been any peace there. And Dr. Mrs. Unma Labar, there is no justification whatsoever for one to take a life he never created, for whatever reason. Whether the economy is biting hard or not, he has offended God and humanity. God may be using that condition to test his faith and patience, even though the economic situation is so stressful and can make some people do things unthinkable. Let no one ever contemplate killing themselves because hell is real. May peace reign in all our homes. Shalom. Well, committing suicide is a crime in Nigeria. Attempted suicide. is a crime. According to Section 327 in the Criminal Code Act, any person who attempts to kill himself is guilty of a misdemeanor and is liable to imprisonment for 1 year. Whosoever attempts to commit suicide and does not act towards the commission of such offense shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 1 year, or with fine, or with both. Let's get to you now. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Itodo.
Welcome.
Good morning, Nigeria. This is Asalam from South. Let me start from the Holy West topic.
Please go ahead.
Number one, we're supposed to advise and I know that our presidents are hearing all this because we have crude oil in this country and we have one refinery that is working now, which is done with it. Nigeria should go down and supply that with crude oil and let him refine all this thing for us. It's because they are getting money for this crude oil, because that is why they are carrying this crude oil to another European country before they refine it to and sell it to us. And if we are refining crude oil in this crude oil in this country, we can get petrol, diesel, and bitumen and all other things from another country. And let us see that
Welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good morning.
I greet Dr. Omar Olebara. Happy belated birthday. I wish her many, many more years in return. Bandit kill 1, abduct 22 in Katsina. You see this insecurity? Then coupled with the hardship on this fuel issue, a person climb mass in order to threaten to commit truth of the hardship. Truly, there's hardship on the land. We are urging the government to do the needful. Then the issue of this fuel scarcity and so on and so forth. You hear conflicting story from Ipman, from NMPC. It's just like what Abubakar Ali say. There's an adage in Hausa that say, I can tell na sakuwa domin ayata ji tsoro. Then you chew gravel in order for tiger not to be afraid. Who are these people? Who are this cabal that they are powerful than the government? They should use the sledgehammer against them. Is it that country that only
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Congratulations. The government, I don't think I can look up at that Nigerian that would grow up in those days, the life of Major Hamza, Mustafa, they are born, all that.
Hey. Obasanjo, language, can you take that back?
Okay, I take it. Why? Because there's no freedom of speech.
No, don't say that. You use the foul language on air. You can't say there's no freedom of speech.
I think it depends. It's ravaging your own. It's ravaging the country. So not even it. Even though you climb house, you climb mountain, you climb house, you climb whatever, you climb road. How many people are living with you? This is what we were for God to give cool here.
Right. Let's go on to WhatsApp right now and take some of your messages. Naira down to 1,535. In primary areas of this present government was the devaluation of our currency. The reason I'll continue to emphasize this, many of our politicians think when they were younger and are still in government, they believe their ideas then are still relevant today. To me, any individual above 60 should not be giving privileges. Their ideas are no more in line with our reality. We can see what our former president did or our economy. Likewise, what the present one is doing. We keep glorifying foreign currencies. Give estimates, a budget most times in foreign currency. Which country does that? The day federal government stops lip service, starts giving Naira its right by doing the needful, we will see Naira gaining. Farmers are no more going to fast because of insecurity. Unnecessary harsh economic policies is causing companies to leave the country. Nigeria will surely overcome, is what Ishaku in Lugbe says. Africa in Yaya. Government should sit up in this fuel scarcity because it's getting out of hand now. And for hikes in food items, government should reopen our borders if they cannot solve the problem. Lastly, for students' loan, government should monitor it very well so that it will not be business as usual. God bless Nigeria. It's quite pathetic to see how insecurity has messed up our country while we have a sitting president. Is the president really reading the dailies, or is he been printed a different news daily? So sad is what Fitzgerald in Airport Road says. And Opulent says things are becoming harder and harder as fuel crisis increases pain of hardship and poverty. People can no longer feed. Economic collapse and insecurity. What kind of country is this? Are things going to continue like this? Is the question that he ends that message with. Let's get to you now. Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, taking. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Salasi, how are you?
You have 60 seconds.
No problem. I hope you are able to return back home yesterday. Or are you still at the filling station? This is Ojo, best president.
Welcome, Ojo. Go
I think
ahead.
one of your, thank you. One of your papers said that ex-governor also, that the cost of governance must be reduced in order to take care of the minimum wage. I think they are beginning to tell themselves the truth. The amount we are spending on our political class in this country, there's no country that does that. That's why the country is not moving forward. Look at the number of jeeps that we are spending dollar, and we're expecting naira to increase against dollar. In fact, our political class are the headache we are having in this country. They are the problem of this country. All those countries, all of them are running to go and take care of themselves. How their political class are earning their minimum, their allowances. Somebody is saying it's collecting 7 million every month. And you expect the country to move forward. Let our political class change before things get out of hand.
All right.
Because people will not be able to bear it again. No. Thank you.
Thank you. And going through the live feed again on Facebook, Yusuf Richman says some people are sabotaging this country. Let's get them, and they should be made to serve the punishment according to the law. The president should listen to generals and do the needful. The federal government should kindly revise fuel subsidy and curb insecurity to ameliorate the plight in Nigeria, is what Atta Abdul Mumin from Dutse says. And Luga Matthew says the president should leave any personal agenda of 2027 and focus on addressing the issue of economy. He should focus on the country, is what Aluga says. Let's go on this break. The news comes up at 7 o'clock. I'll be back to get more of your reactions. Stay tuned.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
This is Nigeria Info News.